Here's tip of the tongue. Maxwell, you know the drill. Grab any card at all you'd like. Give it to John Hancock. I'll turn my back. Okay, great. I want you to put it back anywhere at all in the middle you'd like. I'm just going to dribble cards down. Just tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Okay, great. Go ahead and put it in the middle. Now notice that I'm going to dribble the card so you can get a good idea of where in the pack your card lies. That's important because I want you to find your own card. So here's what we're going to do, Maxwell. Okay, I want you to take, and as I riffle, just say the word stop.
Stop.
Right there? Okay, now I have faith in you, full faith, but one card is so hard to do out of a deck of 52, so give yourself one more shot at it. Try and find your own card.
Stop. Okay,
notice there's no tricky moves. Right where you say stop, that's where I stop. Take that card right out. Now Maxwell, you've just selected 2 cards out of 52. Near impossibility, way against the odds. Go ahead and tell me, are you right-handed or left-handed?
Right.
Right-handed, okay. Go ahead and take your right hand. Place it on either card, it's up to you. Okay, are you certain you want that card? Do you want to change your mind?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Maxwell, I want you to go ahead, turn that card over, look at your card. Go ahead, check out your selection right there. The 6 of clubs. Wait, where did you sign it? Real small? Okay, I'm just kidding. It must not have been. Leaving us with 1 card, 1 selection. Turn it over. Witness a miracle. Go ahead. I thought I had it on the tip of my tongue. Here's the instructional video for tip of the tongue. This is my version of the card to mouth. To begin, you're going to have a card selected and signed. Let's just use the 6 of hearts here. And great, O's. We're going to put this into the middle. Now I like to dribble and have them put it in the middle that way because it really reinforces that they're going to try and find it. Now all I'm doing here to secure a break is I'm dribbling. The first dribble, I'm dropping a card or 2 in-jogged by a good inch. So I dribble forward. Now what that allows me to do is to simply lift up on the in-jog and procure a break for a thumb break, or alternatively from this side you can see a pinky break. So one more time so you can see that I dribble forward. Looks just messy. Lift up, catch a break above the signed selection. Now at this point you have a few options. In the video demonstration I used a classic pass. I'm going to teach a turnover pass as that's more often than not what I actually use. Here's the pattern I use along with it. I normally will state, now I want you to notice your card is nowhere near the top. I show the top 3 or 4 cards. I put it down, and I'm going to show you an exposed view so you can see it. At that point I do a turnover pass and I say, notice your card is nowhere near the bottom. It's somewhere, and I turn it back over, lost in the middle. That's my pattern to explain why I'm showing the top and bottom cards. Now here's how a turnover pass works. Of course that brings the selected card to the top. A turnover pass, you're going to have a break above the selected card that you want to go on top. Your forefinger curls under the pack. Okay, this is a Herman turnover pass. Your right hand is going to go into biddle grip, obscuring the right side of the pack. All of this area gets obscured, just like so. That's your hand positioning. Your left forefinger does most of the work. It's going to curl. Okay, all I'm doing is using the forefinger to curl, turn the pile perpendicular to the top pile, and bring it over so that it passes over the edge, and it's now pushing against my pinky and my palm. That's how it's going to look, just from an underneath type view. So, all of that should be covered. If you do it right here, it's invisible. That should entirely be invisible. That move is covered from above. Now, what you're going to do at this point is when you're here, you're going to use your right forefinger to flip the pile, okay, the top pile, onto the bottom pile at the same time, flipping it around. Okay, I'm going to go through it again just so you can see the motion. Turn the pile. Using your right forefinger, start turning it around until the packets coalesce, and then flip them all the way over. So when performed properly, it's going to look just like you turn the pack over. And now you've got the selection on top. At this point, what I like to do is have the spectator I riffle down as fairly as possible, have them pick out a card. I'll usually have them pick out another card, and it's up to your discretion how much presentation you want to do here. You could have them pick out a third. At this point, I'm going to get a break below the top card, their sign selection. I'm going to tell them to put their hand on either card, their choice. When they put their hand on that card, I'm going to say, okay, now what I want you to do is go ahead and turn it over. Now notice I do exaggerated motions. I'll normally go ahead, turn that card over. I tell them to turn it over. All misdirection is there. I swing right over to the deck. I palm the card, and I'm going to fold it into sixth. Here's the method. Watch how it's done. You're just going to, you could palm the card before. I like to just do one motion where I track back along, palm the card, come down to my side. Everything happens within about 1 second. Palmed, and then it's folded. Here's the fold. First, my fingers are going to curl in and fold the card into 1/3. Then again into thirds. Okay, so I've just folded the card once, twice with the thumb. At this point, I'm going to pin down my ring finger. It depends. If your middle finger is stronger, pin down your middle finger, pin it down, move your thumb over, crush the card in. I'm going to do that one more time. I want you to really get a good view. Okay, use a 2 here. Curl in, thumb in, squeeze, apply pressure, turn. This should all happen within about 3/4 of a second. It's just boom. It just happens. You're just going to curl fingers, squeeze. That's it. It's done. Now at this point, they're going to stumble. Oh, it's not my card. What I like to do is I like to either keep the card in finger palm at this point, or I prefer to keep my hands closed and I mimic them. I put the deck down and I go, the suspense is growing, and I use both hands to point. The deck is out of view. It looks like I never even touched it. I'll say then that leaves only one card. Go ahead and turn that card over. Now notice what I do is I'll say, go ahead, turn that card over. And I'll go like this, and I'll bring my hand up to my mouth. And in the same motion, everyone's looking there. I just literally pop the card into my mouth. All there is to it. So it's, go ahead, turn that card over. And if you want, you can really turn your back. Say, I'm not even going to look. Go ahead, turn that card over. Pop it over. There's so much misdirection. So let's pretend this card's in my mouth. When they turn this card over, there's a number of different things you can do. I usually will use the misdirection to say, look at it, and then I simply come over and I top change. I point at them, I rub my head, I give a wave, and it changes into a different card. All there is to a top change is you're going to push a card over. I think this is just a Hugh Guard and Browy top change. Is you're going to push the card over, the top card, as you approach. Okay, this is done under misdirection. You turn it down. You bring your hands together a little bit elevated. You're going to push this card over, take the other card above it, and pull it back on. So all you're doing is switching the top cards, the card in your hand, to the top card of the pack and moving forward. So when done at speed, it looks just like that. You bring the hands together just for a slight moment. It looks like it's by accident almost. So I'll bring it down here so you can see, just move forward. The hands coalesce for a moment and move forward. Give a wave. At that point, you can turn it over. You can do any color changes you like to do. Then at that point, I like to just cough up the card, and there it is. I say it was on the tip of my tongue. Now, of course, use discretion when performing this effect. I don't recommend doing this at restaurants unless the crowd is okay with it. You can see they're having a fun time. They won't be grossed out. It's kind of a more risque effect, but it really plays big, and it plays for big groups as well. This is a stand-up trick. You can do this for 100 people. In fact,